All right, and welcome everybody to the ICAA Boston League Match of the Week. This is a new stream that we're going to be doing where we highlight one of our matches during our Boston League each week, and this week it is going to be Ignis versus JTT. It's the first week of our summer league, so brand new rosters, brand new teams. We have no idea what is going to happen. And with that being said, let's get right into it. JTT on the right, Ignis on the left. They both running up for the quick shot. BJ gets Kyle. Looks like Shenny and Dayton trade each other. BJ takes another shot on Maddie, gets the kill, and now it's just Dustin left in a 1v3. This is a really good advantage for Ignis, but we've seen these advantages get wasted before. Let's see if BJ and Mindy can get the kill. Oh, looks like a great bobble catch from Dustin. Let's see if now he can get a couple targets. BJ clips him on the side. Now it's just left to Danny. Danny knocks out one target, bringing Kyle back in. Maybe a catch? I think, yep, they called it a catch. But brought Trish in just to die. Now it's Kyle and Trish against the world. Looks like a great catch from Kyle. Trish gets hit, and now Kyle is just left to his own devices to try and knock those targets out. You can see how hard it is to bring back from an advantage when you're down in a match like this. And Ignis gets the final kill on Kyle. So one thing that I've been pointing out, and it holds true now, it's the speed wins on the quick shot rounds. You saw BJ was able to get 2 kills right off the bat, Shenny getting a kill, and I believe Jay on the far side also getting a kill. All it takes is the speed. The speed wins, and once you're down in a position like JTT was, there's very little hope in coming back from that. They were able to kind of keep it going with a couple catches, but Ignis was doing a really good job of, even when they gave a catch, to get the trade right away, to never let it snowball. And now the round 2, arrows are starting at the fence. Let's see what kind of pressure Ignis can give this time. Nice catch from Kyle, really staving off the pressure from BJ. Shanny takes the shot, and now that lets Kyle and Dayton both walk up without any fear, except from the cross shots like that. Great catch from Dayton there. And really good job to also get the kill on BJ, who is trying to apply the pressure. JTT gets a target from Maddie, and now they're trying to all kind of rotate over to get those targets and bring the pressure back. Now it's kind of a little bit of back and forth with the shots and the catches, any team's trying to get an advantage on a cross shot that they can at this point. These mid games can really slow down. Nice target from Kyle. But yes, the mid games can really slow down because it's just looking for someone who's not paying attention, and that's all you need is just one opportunity. Right here, like Shenny and Sean on the left on Ignis are really trying to walk up so they can get these arrows, and Shenny did a great job at it, and Sean's also doing a good job of just trying. He doesn't really care too much about the shot. He just kind of wants to collect a little bit more arrows. And right there, Mindy and Shenny both get cross shot, and now it's about in a 6v1. And he gets one catch and one kill, brings Gus back in. Great catch from Gus. Bringing BJ back in, and you can see kind of how this train just can kind of keep going until eventually one person can't make another catch. Good response from JTT. They did a really good job. At the beginning of that round, you can see on the close side, both BJ and Shenny shot their arrows almost immediately and did not result in the kill. And so it let Kyle and Dayton on JTT just walk right up to the line. And even though Kyle and Dayton both kind of died, Dayton was able to at least get a really good catch. But it really helped. It let the rest of their team walk up closer. And it just being able to apply the pressure on one side of the field completely frees up the rest of your team to be able to kind of do what they want. And then you saw that right there where Kyle and Dayton could walk up, and it freed, I think it was Dustin and Danny on the other side to be able to kind of also walk up and have a little bit of freedom. So now this is round 3, where the arrows are going to be starting at the bunker level. The referee just adjusting the placement of the arrows to make sure that it's fair for everybody. This is a new bunker setup that the Boston League is trying for this season, so a little bit of warming up time with the arrow placements. Now score is 1-1, round 3. Let's see what happens. BJ looks to take aggressive early with Kyle as well, but they both trade shots and both trade catches from the cross shots. Almost identical. Now, I think both teams are about equal with the amount of arrows. Nice shot on Trish from BJ. Looks like both the wing players now are out in Kyle and BJ. Mindy tries to take up, push the line, and you can see Jay and Mark on the other side also doing the same, trying to take that line, take the pressure, hopefully get some of those arrows in the middle, and just really control the pace of the game. So now you can see they moved it up, and now they're really just trying to slow it down. They don't want to waste all the arrows. They want to be methodical about this. Look for cross shots mostly. You don't want to shooting someone head on can really give up a catch easily. So looking for those cross shots is key. Now JTT is doing a really good job of counter pushing. Right, they get a couple cross shots, and now they have all the space in the world. And now it lets Ignis kind of on the back foot in I believe it is 6v3, 6v2, 6v1, and it just left to Sean. And Kyle gets the final kill. Danny with a gong just for good luck. But you can see how hard it is to maintain the pressure when you're up at the line like that. You had Jay and Mark on the far side, and they were trying to keep pressure and really help apply pressure to allow for the rest of the team. But they kind of just stood around for a little bit too long, in my opinion, and then they got a couple cross shots. JTT did a really good job of picking people off when Ignis was up on the line, and as soon as you get a couple of those kills like that, you can counter push them. If you have one person staring at you with an arrow and there's two of you on the fence, they can't get both of you at the same time, right? If you can push them up, and it brings that, and even if one of you die, you at least can trade and you can take the space back. So JTT did a really good job of being able to recognize, hey, we can pick them off while they're up at the line, while they're not really paying attention. They picked them off, and then they just were able to counter push like that. Now round 4, JTT's up 2-1. Now it's another quick shot round. Let's see if JTT can have a little bit more luck on the quick shot with here. Ignis has some really strong quick shooters in BJ, Jay, and Mark. And Shenny, Mindy, and Sean all have a good quick shot as well, which we saw in that last round. Let's see who wins the speed match. Oh, looks like BJ gets a great catch on Kyle, but Kyle returns, but misses the shot on BJ. Both Jay and Mark and Shenny are all still alive with Sean. They bring Kat back in, and now it's a 6v3. Danny gets a target. I believe he gets hit. And now Dustin's left on an island. Kyle makes a great catch from behind the bunker. Nice shot from BJ. Kyle's just trying to desperately get those targets. These are the 3 people you want on the field at the end of a round for JTT. Both Dayton, Dustin, and Kyle, all excellent catches. And as soon as I say that, Dayton cuts out. But they're all phenomenal catches that are really hard to close out. Great shot from BJ. You can't really catch it when it hits your arrow. And same thing with Kyle. So maybe a little bit of a caster's jinx there. But you can see that they won the speed matchups. Ignis was able to win up. I think the only one I saw die was Mindy, and then at that point, they were either Ignis was still alive and keep applying pressure, or they were able to just keep getting more shots on. Now we're going to go to round 4, and the score is 2-2. So round 5. Let's see if JTT can have a little bit more success in the slower game. So far, Ignis is beating them on the fast game, but let's see if JTT can continue to beat them on the slow game. Kyle and Dayton both walk up, take a shot, get a catch, but they get the arrow back, so losing the arrow is not terrible. But look at the space they have, and look at the space that Jay and Mark are creating on the far side for Ignis as well. No one on JTT on the far side of the screen has an arrow, so it's easy for Jay and Mark to just walk up like this and just kind of do what they want. But then Kyle gets a great quick shot, cross shot, and this is what I mean. You can get up to the line, but if you just get cross shot and die, you can't really do anything while you're up there. Jay's doing a really good job of applying pressure and keeping Dustin and Maddie back. They're not really doing anything. He's just holding them down. Shenny comes up to back him up, but you got to look for those cross shots. Danny gets a good one on the bunker. Now it's going to be up to just BJ and Shenny to try and revive their team here. Oh, great. Looked like it nicked BJ's helmet. Now it's just Shenny. Let's see if she can get a target or two. Doesn't look so. So it's another example of Ignis did a really good job of getting to the line. You saw Jay and Mark at the line, but just because you're at the line doesn't necessarily guarantees you a win, right? You have to be smart with the arrows. You have to really stay vigilant at all times, especially from those bunkers. Those bunker positions, they're easy to hide behind. You can forget about players behind them easily. So you saw Danny Goodrich on JTT hiding behind that bunker and just really, I think he got Mark. And then Jay was all alone, and then he got shot again from the bunker. So just because you stay up there, you have to keep applying pressure. Jay did a really good job of keeping Maddie and Dustin back for JTT, but you have to live. You can't do anything from the line if you die. So the position is part one. Part two is living. All right, looks like the teams are taking a quick timeout. This is just a 30-second timeout that the captains can call to collect their thoughts. So I just want to also bring up or point out rather, just kind of more of the same. So where you had JTT had Kyle and Dayton both walk up, and they both shot almost immediately. I believe Kyle gave a catch and Dayton missed. If Ignis had not shot back at the arrows and not had given Kyle and Dayton arrows, they could have walked up and pushed them back and not allowed them to take that line. But Ignis was a little trigger happy, and so they shot the arrows, and Dayton and Kyle both just got the arrows right back, and they were able to keep the pressure up from that line. So it's really important to this. The arrow control is just very, very, very important. If you let someone shoot and they're a very strong shot, especially like Kyle and Dayton are, you want to try and give them as little arrows as you can, because as soon as they have an arrow, that just makes a lot of pressure. BJ and Kyle go for another dance again. BJ gets the win this time. Nice cross shot from Danny here. But you see that space that BJ created lets Kat and Shenny to walk up, and now they have all this space here. Let's see if Kyle can try to take it off. He doesn't have an arrow, but he walks up and get one. Jay taking the line on the far side again, keeping Dustin at bay. Kyle and Shenny trading shots. Gus rushing the middle to try and get an arrow. Great farming from Gus and Sean there. Kat gets hit in the leg. Gus dies as well, and you can see how quickly people can fall. Sean gets a nice target to bring in Mark. Looks like Minnie get brought in as well, and now JTT are on the very strong offensive here. Nice catch from Sean. I believe another target. Gus rushes back in. Let's see if he can get some catches. Another great catch from Sean. BJ gets hit from the side. Kyle's up at pressure, but that's his only arrow. He doesn't have an arrow. Mark can rush him like that. Great catch from Kyle. Great idea from Mark to try and push him off. Ignis is a little bit low on targets, but they have good position. Oh, nice. That bunker position, really strong from Dayton, getting a really good pop-up shot on Mark. Now just left to Kat. Unfortunately, not much you can do in a 1v4. Really good back and forth there from both teams. We saw Shenny and Kat both rushing up at the line. Unfortunately, didn't hit their shots, but maybe sometimes that's the difference maker. You can have all the good strategy in the world, but at the end of the day, you just got to hit your shots. So they took the position. We saw Jay on the far side, and we saw Kyle with when Kyle was empty on the close right side with an arrow, and we saw Mark rush him. Great idea from Mark. If you want to nitpick, maybe Mark didn't have to shoot him because it just gave Kyle a catch, and at that point there were no arrows on this side of the field. So even if Mark gets that kill, all of a sudden then Dayton there has an arrow, and you saw Dayton with an arrow got Mark out almost immediately. Sometimes you don't need to shoot the people who aren't a threat, who don't have an arrow. Not always. Sometimes you do. Kyle's a really big threat. I don't blame Mark for going for that shot at all. But sometimes you just want to, if Mark just kind of pushed up, took that line, and was able to live and survive and apply pressure a little bit, then that may have worked. But who's to say? Let's see how this quick shot goes. Oh, both Kyle and BJ fumble it. Oh, I believe BJ shot his arrow while his foot was still on the line, and that is a yellow card and a penalty, eliminating BJ. Looks like both Kyle and BJ fumbled the arrow, and then traded, but unfortunately BJ's shot was illegal. Mark gets a nice cross shot on Trish, and then a really nice catch too. Kyle with a really nice cross shot. And you can see Kyle when he's up on this line. It's just how much of a threat he is. Gets 3 kills, I believe, this one round. Now JTT has all the pressure in the world, and it's just left to Shenny and Jay. Now it's just Shenny, and that is it. So really good round from JTT. I believe that is the first quick shot round that they won. You saw, the what I keep saying, speed wins on the quick shot. Even though BJ has been beating Kyle most of the match so far in that quick shot, he missed that one time, got that penalty, let Kyle live, and then all of a sudden Kyle can just clean up house. So now the teams are going to be switching sides and taking a halftime. It is I believe a 3 to 4 minute halftime, and we will also be taking a break and returning in just a few minutes. Stay with us. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon. All right, and we are back from the halftime break. And oh, 1 second, actually. All right, sorry about that. We are back from the halftime break with JTT on the left and Ignis on the right. BJ gets a nice cross shot by Trish, but Kyle and Dayton are not backing down, and they do a really good job. They're pushing up. Dayton's trying to farm a little bit of arrows, but nice cross shot. Now leaves Kyle on the island. Dustin tries to get targets, but unfortunately misses one. Mark a nice shot on Maddie behind the bunker, getting rid of that bunker threat. Nice targets from both Sean and Mark. Sean's trying to get a couple arrows from the middle, which is really key. Danny takes that bunker in the middle, really trying to get a couple cross shots and stave off the pressure. But without an arrow, unfortunately, you can't really do much. And you can't really look both ways at the same time. Not a human, at least. Now, Ignis with all the pressure in the world. They have all the arrows. They have all the pressure. Nice shot to get Maddie. Looks like Jay got cross shot from Kyle. Like I said, you gotta stay up. You gotta stay vigilant. Looks like Mark and Sean trying to get a couple targets. Bring Kat back in. And JTT out of targets now. They're just trying to live. I think they have one target left. It's a little hidden. But trying to get a couple catches. And they cannot get any, unfortunately. Really great job from Ignis there. They hit their cross shots. They did a really good job of arrow control on that one. JTT shot a couple arrows pretty early, and Ignis did a really good job of not returning the favor. And you saw once Ignis had the arrow advantage, they were able to walk up without any fear. And yeah, there was a couple cross shots. Got Jay, I believe, got Mark was still alive. I'm not sure who else was got, but once they had the arrows, they were able to walk up and control it. JTT just kind of fired a little bit too without hesitation, and allowed Ignis to really just take that line and take all the arrows. Once you have all the arrows, you have control of the whole game, and it's really just it's yours to lose at that point. Now we see the next round. I believe it is round 8. I believe the score is 5-3 in favor of JTT. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if Kyle and BJ do their little dance, and they do. Looks like no deaths. Kyle gets cross shot from Danny, or BJ gets cross shot from Danny, excuse me. And without BJ there, which is a huge threat, you have to see Kyle and Dayton walk up. And now, for once, Jay is not up on the line and lets Dustin walk up like this. Maddie takes a shot at Kat, and she's the last one. And you can see what happens in a 6v1. Not much you can do there. So you saw there was a really great cross shot on BJ from, I believe, Danny G, who he waited until BJ was kind of up at the line. He didn't try and cross shot too early, because going for those cross shot too early, especially on a player like BJ, where he's trying to run up, it's an easy shot to miss, and it's an easy shot to give him a catch. So Danny got a great cross shot on BJ and allowed Kyle and Dayton to both walk up and apply a lot of pressure. And with that, I believe someone on Ignis on the right side, close screen, died. It might have been Mark, and didn't let Jay move up like he has been. So he was kind of trying to pop those targets from the bunker and to let Dustin finally be free and walk up to that line and get a couple cross shots. So you can see just how important that one kill, that one decision can be. Now let's see how this cross shot goes. Last one went in favor of JTT. Let's see if it happens again. Looks like both Mark and Jay missed their shots, but it looks like Sean got Maddie and BJ was alive. Looks like Dustin and Jay are trading shots. Ignis comes out with a favor. They have nice targets from JTT to get Dayton back in. And now it's just kind of target pop shot. Ignis has one out. They got one target to come out. They're running a little bit low on arrows. JTT has an advantage on arrows, and now they're bringing in the target. So quickly they return the favor. Nice shot from Jay, but a great shot too from, I believe it was Maddie, to get Mark. Nice target from Kat to bring in Shenny. Nice catch from Dayton. Really nice catch from Jay too. Him dying there would have been catastrophic for the team, because it would have eliminated all the pressure that they had on that side. Now quickly, JTT is back up to 6, and it looks like we're in a 6v6 again. Maddie dies from that bunker position. Let's see if JTT can get a couple catches here. So I believe they're out of targets. Gus tries to go for a cross shot on Kyle, but Kyle does a good job stepping out of the way at the last second. Returns the favor on the cross shot, but sails over Gus's head. Jay's doing a good job stepping up, but again, look at he has no arrow there. All of a sudden, well, now he does, but he had no arrow up with him, and now he had the back all the way up. Dustin looks for a cross shot, hits the pole, unfortunately. Dane's doing a good job from that bunker, backs up as soon as he doesn't have an arrow. Once he doesn't have an arrow, there's nothing you can do from behind the bunker, so he does a good job of stepping up. Nice target from Gus to bring in Mark. Nice cross shot from BJ on Dayton, who's staring down at Cat and Jay. Very real threats. Nice shot from Maddie. Jay was trying to farm, got caught. Nice target from Cat. Brings in Shenny. Oh, what a great pop-up catch from Dustin, but a really nice cross shot. JTT doing a good job staying alive. You know, getting a catching a death is about as good as you can ask for when you're in a position like this. Let's see if Kyle and Trish can keep up the train. Then both going for the gongs, both miss, unfortunately. Nice catch from Trish. Still going for those gongs. When you're in that low position like that, nice kill from Kyle to get BJ. When you're in that low position like Trish is, your catching is almost easier there because nice kill from Kyle too, because you have such a low center of gravity. There's not a lot of you to hit, and what people can hit, it's really just your body. Nice cross shots from here. JTT and Kyle doing a great job getting those cross shots and eliminating them. Nice catch from Kat to bring in Mindy to bring it back even to a 3v3. Nice kill from Mark. That center bunker position is so strong when you can use it well. Ignis up in a 3v2. Nice catch from Trish. I think they heard it from next door. Dayton looked for those cross shots. Mark still using that center bunker position, doing a really good job at it. Kat with a great kill on Dayton and then a great catch as well to bring in Jay. Bringing it to a 4v2. Mindy's still going for that gong. Nice, another kill. And now it's a 4v1 just for Trish. Nice catch. You can see what happens, how hard it is to close out those rounds. Close out the last person. If you don't, oh, nice shot from Jay from the side. But you can see what happens when you don't have the most coordinated shots. Oh, great catch from Dustin. When you shoot those one at a time. Oh, nice dodge from Jay. Oh, but good follow up from Danny. When you're not shooting are shooting one at a time and not shooting too close within each other or at the same time, it's a little bit. It's kind of easier to dodge them and try and isolate one catch out of the bunch. Oh, it looks like Mindy, I think Mindy or Kat, I'm not sure who, someone hit the gong, brought in Ignis, and now they're in a 6v2. See how important those gong shots can be. And that's it. So even though Ignis had good favor, Kat, Mindy, and Mark did a really good job of staying alive. I believe that was Kat. I think that is correct. Kat with the several kills and several catches to really just carry the team in that round when they were looking down. JTT had a good advantage, but Ignis and Kat specifically did a really good job of staying alive, getting those catches, and you can, like I said, it's really hard to finish off a team, especially when there's one person left, and when you're that last person, your goal really has to be to try and get a catch, because it can happen, but you're not going to kill all 6 people at once. So you really want to try and dodge a couple shots and isolate some of the easier catches. And you can saw both. JTT had a couple good moments of that, but Kat's gong shot really just was the knife in the cake. Nice shot from Kyle to open it up. Nice shot from Dayton as well. JTT really just taking that line. Another shot from Dayton. Another catch. Catch between the legs from Dustin. Look at that pressure that JTT is having. They're able to get a couple catches, get a couple kills. Dayton has to fix his bow behind the bunker. Normally people would step out, but he feels confident in this position that he's not going to get hit. and he can get back into the fight sooner. Looks like BJ's catch is called off. I believe it hit the fence in the middle of it. Now just Sean to his devices in a 1v6. Like I said, you really want to try and dodge as many as you can and isolate some of the easier catches. Let's see if he can do so. Just like that, Danny puts it right in his gut. Sean gets a great catch to bring in Shenny. Right there. Another great catch. And a great catch from Shenny, too. And a target from Sean. Great round from Sean. Doing a really good job of isolating the easy catches. Unfortunately, the shot to the face by Dustin is not an easy catch. And he fell for that one. I believe Gus got another catch. Mindy with a target. Jay tries to take a little bit. Dustin puts it in his gut, gives up a catch. And now look at JTT has 0 arrows. I believe they have 2. Oh, almost. Oh, wow. Almost a great diving catch from Dustin. But look at JTT ran out of arrows quickly. Now Ignis is being able to walk up. So JTT was really eager to finish off those rounds. They shot one at a time. They gave up some really easy catches, some catches that, quite frankly, could be labeled inexcusable. You're in that last round. There is no time limits in these rounds, right? So going for anything other than the most optimal shot, there's no need to do. They probably wanted to apply a little pressure because Sean still had all of his targets, but it was in a 6v1, and Sean won that round, right? He got a couple catches, got Shenny, she got a catch, got a target. I believe Mindy then got another target, and they were really just to push up. But just a complete fumble of the bag by JTT in a 6v1. They lost all of the arrows trying to eliminate both Sean and Shenny, and in doing so, as soon as it became back to an even round, JTT had none of the arrows left, so Ignis was just able to control the rest of the round once they got all their players back in. Just a really stellar job from Sean, especially being able to live and completely bring his team back in. We're seeing some really heroic efforts from Ignis to really bring this back up. I believe the score is 6-4 at this point. I could be mistaken, but we're seeing, Kat had that round where she had a bunch of kills and a bunch of catches and then the gong. And now we had that round where Sean got a couple catches, Shenny got a catch and got the targets, and they're doing some really heroic efforts to drag their teams back into this. After being down, I believe they were down 6-3 at one point. Looks like it's round 12. About 16 minutes left. So there is a match timer. So there's a 50-minute match timer, but no individual round timers. BJ gets the better of Kyle on the shots up at the beginning, but Kyle gets right back in with the target from Trish. Ignis shooting pretty early, but they have the advantage. BJ is doing a really good job with the farming. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3 arrows. Gets a 4th arrow. See, look at, because JTT doesn't have any arrows. Dustin has an arrow and Dayton has an arrow. They both toss the arrow to Danny at the same time. Oh, but unfortunately, he dies before he can use it. But Ignis just really has all of the arrows right now. And they're getting really good cross shots. Dustin has a plethora of arrows at his feet. Unfortunately, Jay and Mark are staring him down, and Jay gets the kill, and Trish dies at the same time. And really great round from Ignis. They did a really good job of being very calm and very collective there. They did not shoot too early. BJ did a really good job BJ shot early, but he did a really good job of opening things up. BJ is a player that fits really well into this team because he is a very aggressive player and can really open things up. He is a big feast of famine player, and when he's feasting. And right now it looks like he's feasting on Kyle, where can walk up early, get that shot. And if he gets that kill, that just gives so much space to his team. And you saw it right there. He had all the space in the world. And you saw Jay and Mark moving up, Shenny moving up, Kat moving up. And they did what they did this time that they didn't do earlier in the rounds was they did a really good job of shooting the targets, more of the target players that the threats, mind you, is a better way of putting it. Shooting the threats and really just controlling the pace of the game, as opposed to they didn't get cross shot as much. They really starved the arrows a bit more. JTT just kind of shot a bit early, Looks like their decision making is getting a little bit worse than it was in the first half. So they shot a little bit too early, lost all their arrows, and then there's not much they can do except sit and watch as it happens. Let's see this quick shot. Looks like there was a penalty on Kyle, I believe. When he shot, his knee was on the line. Kyle likes to do a little jump and fall, and it can be really effective of dodging the enemy shots, but it looks like this time he didn't jump far back. Looks like both Mark and Jay got their quick shots as well. Nice catch from Dayton. And now they're just trying to... Oh. I believe BJ... Maybe he shot from the... He might have shot with his foot on the line, or maybe he not have... He might not have exited fully. One rule that you have to do is when you are farming an arrow from the neutral zone, you have to make sure you fully exit the neutral zone before returning from it. Nice target from Mark to bring him back in. Maddie and Danny doing a good job staying up. Maddie doing a really good job pushing up here. I'd like to see her get the arrows. There you go. Yep, she gets one. Nice shot from her on the cross shot. Her and Danny doing her and Danny doing a really good job. Danny giving up a catch to Gus, but Gus getting cross shot quickly. Danny runs back to get an arrow. Shenny's going for the gong. Now just Shenny. I believe she gets some. Just Jay now. Jay in a 1v5. Let's see if he can have some heroic efforts here. Gets a kill on Danny. Both Dustin and Kyle go to cross. Gets a nice cross shot on Dustin, but Dustin gets Trish back in. Oh, Maddie juggles it, but cannot bring in the catch. Jay is doing his best to keep it alive. Gets Dayton as well. Now all of a sudden, it went from a 5v1 to a 2v1, and now she brings Sean back in, who we saw Sean's efforts earlier. Now it's a 3v2. Let's see what Jay and Sean can do if they can bring this back. I believe JTT is completely out of targets here. Nice catch from Sean by Kyle. Kyle, that was his last arrow. Now he's just standing up there, nothing to do except get cross shot by Jay. I believe that is his 4th kill? Maybe more. He's looking to get that target, which is a really good decision. Don't give up a catch. He doesn't need to. Get that target. It's safe. Go for the cross shots. You can see him not shooting at Danny, Danny's a good catcher. If he doesn't want to give up a catcher, he doesn't want to put it right in his chest. So he's shooting low. Looks like Kat gets a cross shot, I believe with the help of Sean and Mindy on Trish. Jay's going for that shot on that gong and really just wants to seal it. Nice catch from Danny to bring in Dustin. I believe it's a 3v2 now. Sean, I believe Sean died. If Ignis can get... Oh, nice catch trading from Dustin and Kat. Oh, looks like Mindy shot the gong there, and that's really going to seal the deal here. Now both Maddie and Dustin die, and it's just Danny left alone. And Kat gets his foot. What an unbelievable round from Jay there. We're seeing some crazy rounds from these players. Just unbelievable individual efforts on all accounts. Not only the individual efforts from the team, but they're playing smart as a team. It's really awesome to watch this comeback from them. Where we had the round from Kat, we had the round from Sean, and now the round from Jay, where just unbelievable efforts and great catches, great awareness, great kills is just completely carrying the team. Each round it feels like there's another hero of the round. And they're doing a really good job once they have the advantage. You're not really seeing JTT have these comebacks, right? We're seeing Ignis really doing a really good job of when they're getting down to these players to staying alive, getting the catches, and just really just holding on until they create the opportunities for themselves. Unlike JTT, who we're seeing once they get these advantages, they're just kind of letting them slip. These 3 rounds are 3 rounds that JTT should not be losing. When you have a 6v1, 6v2 advantage, it is yours to lose, and we are seeing JTT losing them. I believe that's 3 rounds now that they arguably should have won. So, just to reiterate on that, Ignis is doing a really good job. Once they have the advantage, they're not giving up the catches. And when they are, they're they're trading at best, right? So they might give up a catch, but then they're getting the kill right after. They're doing a really good job of shooting in unison, not shooting one at a time. It looks like whatever halftime speech that they, I believe Mark is the interim captain for that. Their normal captain is out for the match, but whatever halftime speech that Mark gave them really worked because they're just playing at an unbelievable level right now. Not only on an individual level from all players are catching well. They're all hitting their shots. That's all well and good, but they're all on the same page. They're all just all of a sudden everything just clicked for them. They're shooting in unison. They're covering each other. All of a sudden, just there's something clicked with them. Let's see if JTT can kind of hold on to their lead. As you can see, towards the end of the match, players get a little more tired, except for BJ, who gets the kill on Kyle early again. And now he just has that space to get a couple arrows. Nice kill from Gus, and now it just gives BJ and Shenny all the more space in the world, too. Nice kill from Mark. Mark did a really interesting thing there that I like to tell people to do. Oh, nice shot from Maddie. Maddie did the same thing to Mark. We'll touch on that in a second to see how this round ends out. Cat goes for the target board. Maddie dies from the cross shot. Those targets are not easy to hit. It's just Kyle and Danny. Cat knocks out 2 targets, but only 1 revive because they have 6 people right now. Kyle gets hit in the shoulder. And it looks like just Danny now. Nice catch from Danny. Let's see what happens when you don't shoot well. BJ took a shot alone, put it right in his gut. Now it's just Dayton. Tries to knock out the target, missed. And so see there, I don't know if you could hear it, but BJ gave a little countdown, and you saw the 2-3 arrows all at the same time. Really hard to dodge and isolate the catch there. So one thing that I wanted to highlight there that Mark did to Dustin to got that kill. Dustin is a massive threat. He is a really, really great player. He is a phenomenal catcher, a really good shot. But what Mark did there is he waited. Dustin, when Dustin had his hands by his side, he was ready for a catch. He was waiting for Mark to shoot him. And Mark, being a smart player, did not shoot him. He did not want to give up that catch. So as soon as he saw Dustin put his hand to kind of draw the bow and try and go for a shot, that's when Mark let go. And at that point, it hit Dustin right in the bow, I believe. And it's something that I really try and tell my players, which shoot people when they do something. Shoot people when they are trying to dodge, when they go for a shot, right after they catch something. You really want to shoot people when they do something. You saw Maddie do that, right? Mark was drawn. He was just about to shoot again, and Maddie shot him. And at that point, it's really hard to dodge, really hard to catch. So really great job from both of them. Jay goes for an early shot, but Dustin returns the favor and gives the arrow right back. And because of that, Danny backs up, Maddie dies, and Dustin has no arrow. Mark and Jay can just control this entire game now. And because Dustin was paying attention to the side, he gets cross shot. It looks like, I believe, the wrong targets were knocked out, but that's okay. Now they have all the space still, and they're doing a good job with the arrow control. Jay backs up to get an arrow. Maddie tries to move up. Try and back him up. Nice shot from Jay. Mark out. Knocks out 2 targets. Nice shot from Dustin to get Mark off the line. Nice cross shot from Jay. Nice catch from Trish. Excuse me. Dustin trying to really hold off Jay at that line. He's doing a really good job at it, not letting Jay have his way. Fortunately, shot his last arrow. Picked up another one. Jay's back up at the line. Dustin misses. Jay is just such a great dodger. Really hard to hit. Now we're in a 4v4, I believe. Yep, 4v4. They try and pop targets, but look at Jay. Jay took his shot. Didn't have an arrow. Nice catch from Cat. Nice shot from Dayton. There's a plethora of arrows in the middle. If Dayton can stay there and get those arrows, he's just free firing here. Nice target from Cat. And slowing down a little bit. Looks like Dayton got cross shot. Nice catch from Gus. And another catch from Dustin to make it even. Dustin tries to shoot his arrow over to Kyle. Kyle takes that bunker position. Goes for a catch, but Gus with a nice cross shot. Just a 6v2 at this point. Ooh, that arrow was very close to the camera. That could have been scary. Oh, pops the ball up and catches Dustin in the shoulder. What a great round from Ignis. They did a really good job of keeping the pressure up and not giving it away. Great catches from Cat and Gus to really just keep the pressure up. If those were kills instead of catches, all of a sudden you see JTT will be able to back it up. And that is the end of the match. I believe that is Ignis winning in a 9v6. They were down 3-6 at one point, and they did a really, really, really good job of not only keeping the pressure and winning the rounds that they should win, but just some unbelievable efforts that we saw from both Sean and Kat and Jay especially. Just some awesome moments from them. That those 3 rounds, if those 3 rounds win and go the other way to JTT, that's the match, right? That'd be 9 rounds. So as soon as they hit 9 rounds, that would have been it for JTT, and maybe sometimes that's all that matters. And some just really great individual efforts from there. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. You know what? We'll stick around actually. So at the end of the matches, we do a game called King of the Court. It's a little fun game that we do. It's a little like kind of 1v1 tournament where each team's pick their order of the players, and they compete in a 1 versus 1. And now they're picking the order. So once they do that, when someone wins their matchup, they go to the back of that line, and then who loses the matchup exits the line, and it just kind of cycles that and goes towards that until there's one team left standing. So we're going to take a couple seconds while they figure out the team orientations. The teams like to talk a little bit. Obviously, they just played a really hard match. But they're figuring out their order. I believe JTT only had 6 players. So what they do for the rule is they pick 2 random players to have 2 lives, so to say. So where Ignis has 8 players, every player will have 1 life. JTT will get 2 players to have 2 lives, just so they make it an even number of players. So that way a team's attendance doesn't necessarily hurt their chances. Sometimes it can help them, depending on who gets to go twice. So it looks like, I believe Kyle is going to be up first for JTT. And let's see who goes up for Ignis. Looks like it's gonna be Jay, I believe. So they didn't match up a lot during the match. They're on opposite sides of the arena. So let's see what can happen. They both start with a couple arrows, take a couple steps up. Neither of them want to give up a lot of space. Nice catch from Kyle. Nice shot from Jay. You really put yourself in a vulnerable position when you run up there. So the running up there like that is the easiest way to get the kill, but you have to be quick to back up. And Jay is, if anything, but quick. Nice catch from Danny by BJ. Another catch. So see how quick BJ is to back up. He doesn't want to stay up there. There's nothing he can do when he's up there. Nice catch from him. Takes a quick shot. Goes a little high. Danny wants to push up. BJ tried to punish him with a quick shot when he was pushed up. BJ tossed a couple arrows up to himself, and Danny saw BJ do it and thought, oh, that's a good idea. I should try that. Now they really want to... BJ has those arrows, so it lets him play a little bit more aggressive. Oh, BJ just fell down. Danny, unfortunately, did not have another arrow to punish that. There's no mercy here in King of the Court. You shoot someone when there's down. Looks like the players are getting a little tired, a little slow to rush up. And a great shot from Danny right in the chest by BJ. in King of the Court, there is no repercussions for giving up a catch. So you do not revive someone. You do not lose for giving up a catch. So really the best way to win is to just shoot them. Oh, it looks like Trish just clipped Shenny. Unfortunate. But really the best way is just to make them catch it, to make the other player win. Make them do that. Put it right in their chest. That's at least a success I've had. Great catch from Maddie there. Let's see if she can push up. Nice catch from Mindy. You can see it's a dance. They're trading positions. One shoots and backs up, the other rushes up with the arrow. So Maddie shot, Maddie backed up. Now Mindy grabbed the second arrow, smart, and walked up. Oh, what a catch from Maddie. I believe it. She cowered a little bit, and it just fell right into her hand. Looks like a little unsure if something hit her. Oh, but the arrow never lies. Great job from Maddie there. But yes, you can see the kind of dance that happens where you can, there's a little bit of a flow with it, where one player moves up, the other moves back. Nice catch from Dustin. Or you have these two phenomenal catches who are just testing each other's catching ability in the middle of the field. And neither of them wants to back down. Nice catch from Dustin. So now we see that ebb and flow. Now Dustin walks up, and you can see how strong that position is once you walk up. Gus tried his best to catch it, but unfortunately could not secure it. Now we see Sean and Dayton. Sean on the right, Dayton on the left. Dayton rushes fast. Sean returns the favor and rushes back. And now Dayton goes back. I believe he missed. Yes, he did. And now they take a second to recuperate. Sean takes that line. Dayton tries to punish Sean not moving back fully. Sean with a great dodge. Now he's at that line. Let's see what he can do. Dayton with a nice dodge. Pushes him. Nice catch from Sean. He's been catching phenomenal tonight. Tries to catch Dayton quick before he backs up, but he backs up a little quick. See what I mean? So you take that shot and then you get out of dodge because you don't want to stay up there without an arrow. That's why. Oh, that looks like it just clipped Sean. So that's why you see players toss arrows up to themselves. If they don't, once they do, they can. If they're quick on their draw, quick on the knocking, quick on the loading, they can get off a couple shots before the other player rushes them. But unfortunately, sometimes when players don't do that, they're kind of stuck. So you see Mark has kind of a bunch of arrows at his feet, kicks one up to himself. Nice catch from Danny. So now Mark, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Mark, thank you for that. Mark had an arrow. He was so quick on the draw. Danny tried to rush him, thought he had time. Mark was super quick on that shot and knocked out Danny. Nice shot from Kat. Kat punished. Trish tried to walk up a little bit, and Kat just punished her, put her right in the thigh. Now we're left with Jay, Mark, and Kat on one side, and Maddie, Dustin, Dayton, and Danny on the other. Let's see what happens between. See, Jay had a second arrow, so it let him stay up there and have a little pressure. Unfortunately, he missed. Maddie has another arrow, so she doesn't have to back down. See what I mean? Having multiple arrows with you. Oh, great shot from Maddie. Clips Jay in the shoulder. But yeah, having another arrow up with you is so key. So you don't have to back up. And if you can kill the other person before they back up, that is very key. Let's see if Mark can do it again to Dustin. Nice catch off the helmet from Dustin. Oh, and then a great shot from him. I believe that was right in the face mask of Mark. Now it's just Cat against the world. I believe it is a 1v4. Dane presses up. Nice catch from Kat. Let's see how many she can wear down. Oh, and Dayton gets the kill. And that is the end of King of the Court. I believe JTT had 4 players left. Remaining might have been 5. And that is the end of the match. So a little fun thing that we do. Lets players get a little bit of energy after a tough loss like that. I'm sure JTT's feeling better after that match. Getting the win in the King of the Court is always a nice touch. So I want to thank everybody for joining. This has been a lot of fun. I have been the host, Cameron Cardwell. And for those of us with us, stay tuned for a very special announcement tomorrow. I can't tell what it is, but it is going to be very, very, very exciting. All right, and next week, 6 o'clock p.m., same time, same place. We'll have week 2. I don't have the matchup in front of me yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be hard to live up to this one, though. This one was a very, very, very great match from both teams. All right, thank you for joining me. Signing off.